was inevitable. The decision was inevitable to retire from track and field. I feel like there was a lot that was going on, relative to my training location and stuff. The center that I was affiliated with lost its status as a national training facility, so therefore funding was slightly cut, and that matters, especially when you're trying to compete on a grand stage. My coach, mentor, Kevin Tyler, who's the director of Canadian Athletics Coaching Center, my coach, he left for the UK for a really good job, so I was definitely happy for him. But we kind of lost there. We lost a really good coach. If I'll be selfish, I'll say we lost probably the best coach that we've ever had in Canada when it comes to the sprints. So at that point, it was kind of like I didn't know if I wanted to really take the time to jump in or get involved in any other coaching scenario. And I was getting older, and I was also, really interested in a couple other avenues. So I thought that it was an easy decision for me to make to let go of the sport. This transition, that was quite interesting, actually. My job is, I'm a power and performance consultant. Some would call me personal trainer, strength conditioning coach, performance enhancement specialist. I can continue going on. But I ended up connecting with a fighter, a mixed martial arts fighter, a guy who fought at 155. He's up from St. Albert. We met at a gym, and he was like, man, why do you look like that? Like, you're pretty muscular, man. I told him I was an Olympic athlete. And he was like, well, I didn't think football was in the Olympics. I was like, no, I'm a sprinter. He's like, I can't believe a guy in your frame is that fast. Like, I want to be like that. I want to apply that to MMA. He's like, you probably have a lot that you could teach me about being fast and be powerful. So I ended up working with him. And one day he had the St. Albert Journal come out to do a story on him and myself. And he didn't have any sparring partners. And they wanted to take some photos. So I ended up putting on some gloves and just sparring with him, and started grappling. I was kind of throwing him around, not really throwing him around, but with the grappling side of things, he beat me up. But the grappling side of things, I held my own. And he's like, man, you should really look into taking some classes, like sharpen up, because you seem pretty good. So I just got involved in it from there, and took a class here or there. It was really sporadic, like really infrequent with my training times and stuff. But now I'm really taking the time to learn. The track and field's a lot of anaerobic work, but here with the MMA stuff, it's a lot of like threshold work. So it's like, it's not just pushing your limit, see how fast you can go. It's more of pushing your limit, see how much volume you can handle. So that's the difference between, the continuum is quite different. Energy continuum is quite different. So I'm really learning. My body's learning when it comes to that stuff. I'm really having to change things up when it comes to nutrition, because it's just slightly different. But I'm really noticing that the amount of volume I need to put in to master these skills is quite a bit. There's a lot of repetitions that you got to get in, which means a lot of volume. So I'm really trying to manage that right now, which is tough. The body gets really sore. It's not the same things where before I sprint, my glutes and hamstrings are hurt. Now it's the shoulders, neck from wrestling, and you're pummeling, you're working with somebody else. So there's now this other, uncontrolled variable that you're trying to control. So it's quite interesting, and I'm appreciating it all right now. So.